Welcome back to Mega World. Did you know that Argentina was the first country to use fingerprints in a criminal case? Bypass heart surgery was pioneered here, and so was the ballpoint pen. They also created the first animated feature film. Time to head about 100 kilometers north of Buenos Aires, but it might as well be 100 years away. It's antique aviation at its finest. It's the ultimate feeling of freedom, soaring over the countryside without a care in the world. The only greater satisfaction is knowing that you built this entire plane from scratch. Constructing an aircraft usually involves huge chunks of metal, thousands of skilled employees, and a gigantic factory. But in a small warehouse in Argentina, they're building history, one piece of wood at a time. The team at Aerohistoric is led by Andres Buta, an engineer with no aviation experience. He doesn't even own a pilot's license. What he has is passion.
I love playing, but I would say I like industry. I like from the intellectual side to see how aeronautical industry have pushed the whole industry. So getting involved in this project is a tribute to the aero industry.
The plane is an exact replica of a 1913 Avro 504 aerobatic biplane.
The first challenge was to get a team involved in an antique airplane. The other challenge is to get approved from the aero community. Something that's not work is come down like a piano.
Building these planes is definitely a labor of love. It took 2 long years just to get the first plane built. It was a huge moment for everyone when it finally took off.
No! I tell you, it was a lot of emotion the day that the first plane flew. Lots.
The plane is essentially made out of wood with a fabric coating. It's very hands-on, but they do lean on digital technology as well.
We make a mix in between the modern technology and the craftsmanship of the team. We start in the computer. It's like an information process. We measure all the whole plane. If you have to change some measurement, you go to the program and that's it.
The fuselage, the body of the aircraft, has to be built to exact specifications. If the back end is off by as little as a millimeter, the difference could grow to as much as a centimeter on the front end of the plane. They've come up with a template to make sure they get it right.
This is the unique way to have the proper assembling, the correct assembly of the fuselage. If you try to assemble the fuselage in a 3D section like this, you will be back and forward trimming all the goods and never end.
And when it comes to the wings, they can't afford to cut corners.
Para hacer un ala necesitamos 100 costillas.
To build a wing, we need about 100 ribs. They line up right next to each other, and you assemble them with cross beams. They're not all the same length.
The proper way to measure a wing is all the ribs are aligned. And also you can see here that are covered with linen. And then it's painted with nitrate dope, a special painting for World War I airplanes.
Incredibly, it takes a full 6 months to complete each wing. All the work pays off on takeoff. These planes are made for serious collectors. They're not the most practical form of transportation, but they will cruise at 100 kilometers an hour. The goal is to make them exactly as the originals in 1913. At 550 kilograms, it's about 1/3 the weight of your family van. and it's front-heavy with the engine accounting for more than half the weight. That's why they need that little sled device on the front. Just like the original, the oversized prop comes very close to the ground on landing. The wood sled will prevent any kind of impact.
Also, when you throw the plane to the landing, you will see at the end one little nail that will function as a brake.
There are just over 600 vintage plane collectors in the United States, so it's a limited market. Andreas knows he probably won't get rich making these classics, but he does hope to increase production to 3 planes a year.
It's very easy to fly, no risk, no fast, lower cost of maintenance.
And one day, Andreas will take his passion to new heights. He's just a few lessons away from getting his pilot's license. With our feet firmly on the ground, it's time for a break. Coming up on Mega World Argentina, robots rule.